Figs are prized for their sweet, succulent fruit and their cultural significance in many cuisines worldwide. Growing a fig tree at home can be incredibly rewarding, but it can also be frustrating when your tree refuses to produce figs. If you're struggling with this issue, you're not alone. It's a common problem that can have many underlying causes. This guide delves into the top reasons why fig trees fail to bear fruit and offers actionable advice to help you address each issue effectively. One of the most common reasons for a lack of figs is simply the tree's age. Fig trees, like many other fruit-bearing plants, take time to mature. Most fig varieties don't start producing fruit until they are 3 to 5 years old. If your tree is younger than this, patience is key. In the meantime, ensure your tree is receiving proper care, including adequate water, sunlight, and nutrients, so it can reach its fruiting stage as quickly as possible. While many fig trees are self-pollinating, some varieties rely on wasps or other natural pollinators to transfer pollen. If your fig tree requires pollination, and these pollinators are absent, the tree may fail to produce fruit. You can solve this by planting other plants that attract pollinators near your fig tree, or manually pollinating the tree using a small paintbrush to transfer pollen from flower to flower. Pruning is essential for the health and productivity of your fig tree, but improper pruning can hinder fruit production. Over-pruning, especially removing branches that would otherwise bear fruit, can delay or completely prevent your tree from producing figs. Fig trees fruit on new growth, so it's important to prune with care, removing dead or diseased branches while leaving plenty of healthy growth. Pruning is best done during the dormant season to avoid stressing the tree. Figs are sun-loving plants that require full sunlight to thrive. A fig tree that doesn't receive at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily may struggle to produce fruit. If your tree is planted in a shaded area, consider relocating it to a sunnier spot. For trees in containers, moving them to a bright location is relatively easy. For in-ground trees, you may need to trim nearby foliage or remove structures that block sunlight. Fig trees need the right balance of nutrients to produce fruit. A tree that receives too much nitrogen, often from over-fertilization, will focus its energy on growing lush foliage at the expense of fruit. Conversely, a lack of essential nutrients like phosphorus and potassium can also inhibit fruiting. Use a balanced, slow-release fertilizer designed for fruiting plants, and avoid over-fertilizing. Testing your soil's nutrient levels can help you identify and address specific deficiencies. Figs are drought-tolerant trees that prefer well-draining soil. Overwatering can lead to root rot, which weakens the tree and affects its ability to produce fruit. On the other hand, prolonged dryness can also stress the tree and hinder fruiting. Striking the right balance is critical. Water your fig tree deeply but infrequently, allowing the soil to dry out slightly between waterings. If your tree is in a container, ensure the pot has proper drainage holes, and that excess water can escape easily. If you've recently transplanted your fig tree, it may go through a period of transplant shock. This stress can temporarily halt fruit production, as the tree focuses its energy on establishing its roots in the new environment. Provide extra care during this time by ensuring the tree has adequate water, nutrients, and sunlight. Transplanting during the dormant season minimizes the stress on the tree and improves its chances of adapting quickly. Fig trees are sensitive to climate, and adverse weather can significantly affect fruit production. Late frosts, high winds, or prolonged periods of cold weather can damage flower buds, preventing the tree from setting fruit. Similarly, excessively hot or dry conditions can cause fruit drop or prevent the tree from flowering altogether. If you live in an area with unpredictable weather, consider planting a hardy fig variety suited to your climate. You can also protect the tree during extreme conditions by covering it with frost cloth or providing shade during heat waves. Pests can wreak havoc on a fig tree, not only by damaging leaves and fruit, but also by weakening the tree's overall health. Common pests that target fig trees include aphids, spider mites, and scale insects. These pests can sap the tree's energy, leaving it unable to produce figs. Regularly inspect your tree for signs of infestation, such as sticky residue, discolored leaves, or webbing. Treat infestations promptly using natural remedies like neem oil or insecticidal soap, or introduce beneficial insects like ladybugs to control pest populations. Fig trees grown in containers are especially prone to becoming root-bound over time. When a tree's roots outgrow the pot, they can become compacted and unable to absorb water and nutrients effectively, leading to poor fruit production. To prevent this, repot your fig tree every 2 to 3 years, choosing a slightly larger container with fresh soil. During repotting, prune the roots to encourage new growth and prevent them from circling the pot. Once you've identified and addressed the reasons for your fig tree's lack of fruit, ongoing care is essential to encourage healthy growth and fruiting. Consistency in watering, feeding, and pruning practices can make a significant difference. For in-ground trees, mulching around the base can help retain soil moisture and regulate temperature. Container-grown trees benefit from regular monitoring, as their limited soil can dry out more quickly. By understanding the specific needs of your fig tree and providing the right conditions, you'll be rewarded with an abundance of delicious homegrown figs. Keep an eye on your tree, and don't hesitate to adjust your care routine if you notice signs of stress or poor health. If you found this guide helpful, consider subscribing to Hydro Haven for more gardening tips and tricks. Share this with fellow gardeners who might be facing similar challenges, and let's grow together. Happy gardening!